Right, hello guys, we're going to be
We're
doing...
gonna register it right now.
Alright guys, we're just going to be doing a sort of talk, discussion about why the Human Centipede 2 full sequence has been banned.
And also about how other exploitation type films are portrayed in the media, and basically how some are banned, some aren't, some seem to be justified to be banned and some don't, yeah?
Right, so Human Centipede, I'm sure you've all watched some like other videos about it, but basically it's sort of a story within a story. A bloke sees a DVD of the original.
One, by the way, guys.
The second one.
And just to let you guys know, if you haven't seen the first one, don't worry, I've not seen it either, so you shouldn't be too confused watching this.
Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. In the first one, people get sewn together, and I'm sure if you're watching this video, you know a bit about Human Centipede. Now, Human Centipede 2 it doesn't carry where the last one left off, but it's a bloke sort of sees a DVD and is aroused by it, shall we say?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to talk about like the horrific things that are meant to happen or that do happen in this film.
We might just point out a couple of scenes that are major, and
well, we will tell you why it's been given an 18 by the BBFC.
It's not been given an 18; it's been banned completely.
Been banned by the
BBFC.
First
version was given an 18. They said the reason they let it slide was because it's a film trying new things, and they like films to experiment and try new things more or less. And they thought that because it was based around where the victims would escape, live, die, whatever, and it didn't really dwell on any sadistic element too much. They gave it an 18 and passed it and said it's not too bad. This version has basically upped the ante and put the killer in the spotlight more or less. They've let the killer carry the film and basically made him the protagonist, and the victims just there to be tortured, degraded, mutilated, all that sort of crap.
Now, the BBFC quite eloquently puts the first one as, although the concept of the film was undoubtedly tasteless and disgusting. So that's the first one. Yeah. This is supposed to be in breach of the guidelines.
Yeah, and actually the law in most parts, breach of the the British law system. So yeah.
Now, the reason why this has been banned, or one of the main reasons why it's been banned, is that it poses a real as opposed to fanciful risk that harm is likely to be caused to potential viewers. Marcus, what would you say that means?
Well, I'd say harm? What I mean by that is basically that someone could reenact this extremely easily, and this could make them sort of feel like the central character who is the killer, and actually just find it strangely arousing and attractive, as opposed to the original, which is basically meant to be just disgusting, put people off it completely. And yeah, so the BBFC did not like that idea, and they have passed some exploitation films that have been quite a bit over the top in my opinion. So yeah, and some that spring to mind are A Spirit in Your Grave, the original, and Hostel Part 2, which were undoubtedly extremely sick and disgusting, but I don't know, the BBFC didn't seem to mind them so much, although I do feel they could be reenacted fairly easily. Not necessarily the concept of the storyline, but basically what the torturers actually do and what the rapists actually do, more or less. But that's my opinion on it, Chrissy.
What I'm just going to compare this to is they say that, as Marcus says, it's easy for someone to reenact. By the same token, a film like Fight Club is fairly easy to reenact because it's fairly easy to start an underground boxing competition in a car park, which is poses a much higher risk to the public. I suppose it's because
it's a lot easier to do.
Yeah, I suppose it's because the amount of gore or how horrific it is that it has actually been banned. Right, so this is in line with a lot of other films that have been released from about 2000 onwards. It's that sort of genre of Saw, of Hostel. It's
because Saw started this sort of craze of exploitation films because of it so popular. Although what people failed to realise is it was popular for the story, not for the gore and distastefulness.
Now, what I think, who's the director? Is it David Six?
Tom Six, I think.
Oh, Tom Six. I think his name's Tom Six. He's trying to make it as horrific as he possibly can.
Yeah, and also talking about these sort of really over the top exploitation films, there was another film released that was basically compared to, in competition to be one of the 6 films ever made with the original, which was Antichrist, which neither of us have seen, but we've read quite a bit about it, and that was
a very infamous film, and it was passed completely uncut
by the BBFC. So take from all that what you will. We won't spoil anything about it in case any of you guys really want to be surprised about the mouth.
We will just say the amount we've read has been, it just seems horrific, and that wasn't cut or banned. This seems horrific, but it has been banned. So,
and as some of you guys may know, I recently went to see Kill List, and I've done a review on it. So check that out if you want. But anyways, that film was extremely over the top as well, and extremely realistic. So I believe that film would be more likely to be reenacted than something like this, because again, this follows the killers as well, because it follows a couple of hitmen. They're killers, and they're protagonists. So you're meant to basically join in with them and want them to succeed in everything. So basically, that sort of goes against what BBFC said with the Human Centipede 2. Maybe it's just because the guy in Human Centipede 2 does more horrific things, but I don't know. So they're sort of contradicting themselves a bit.
So I think we've talked enough about Human Centipede 2. Let's go on to the sort of manipulation of this sort of genre. So, Marcus, would you say it's just trying to make it as horrific as possible, one step up from the next?
From what I've read, yes. I can't confirm that because I have not seen the film, but I mean, it seems like it is.
Would you say this started with films like Saw and Hostel coming out in the early 2000s?
Well, I think Saw sort of started the craze of torture porn genre, I think it's called. And Hostel sort of took that idea and just made it sick. Because Saw got the idea and added a good story to it and made it enjoyable. Hostel got the idea of just making it sick and hard for the viewer to watch and handle. And then a load of other films started coming out that were going along more Hostel side of things. And some of them would be partly inspired by Saw, but more so Hostel. A good example of this is The Collector, which is basically, it does have a decent storyline to it, but it has extreme, and I mean extreme gore to it, in the same line as Hostel's gore. And it is pretty easily imitated, I would say, because you're following the killer with that. And I mean, even if you look back way ago, like with the Friday the 13th films and all that, you're following Jason or Freddy Krueger with Nightmare on Elm Street, and they're the killers, and they're pretty brutally killing people for back then, and you're rooting for them to win. So I mean, is it the same sort of argument? That's what I'm curious about what you guys think about it. So yeah, Chrissy.
So what's happening is, what you're saying is that, like, so you had Hostel in 2003. That's obviously very violent. Would you say that? Pardon?
It's 2005.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because it Saw came out 2004.
Okay. So what's happening is people getting desensitized to it, so they want something even more horrific that they can't handle.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, some of the issues in this, I do agree with BBFC for banning it. I mean, just one of their main complaints is that they follow the killer with it. I don't know if they can really use that as an excuse, considering the amount of films with killers as the lead.
What they seem to be doing is getting a film, and instead of adding a story, they take out the story for more and more. Oh, that's going to make him sick. So, yeah, I do agree that they should ban this film, but there's also the argument that if they're going to ban this, they could have banned loads of other films, and they still didn't.
Yeah. Because I still don't understand how I Spit Your Grave only passed with a few cuts. I mean, that is extremely easy to imitate. I'm assuming, of course. But,
I'm not.
I mean, it doesn't really show you how bad it is, does it? It doesn't really get across an idea of it, and kills aren't extreme enough to show that it's mostly about revenge.
Yeah.
That's my opinion of it, anyway.
So yeah, that was the sort of belief of the human centipede being banned.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
So we've sort of talked about it. If you want us to say any more about it, you can just
drop
text
us a
us.
comment or
Yep.
something, and we might. Well, I mean, Chrissy might be able to answer. What we might be able to do, if you guys have enough comments for us, is we might be able to make a video answering the comments.
Mhm.
Like, I might make a video, upload it to my channel. He might make a video, upload it to his, and go from there more or less. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say.
Okay.
Chrissy?
No, that's pretty much all I've got to say. I do agree that BBFC does ban this film. In a minute.
Something like that.
I do agree that the BBFC should ban this film, but I do agree that the BBFC should ban this film, but they have to keep it, sort of do it every time you get a film as horrific as this.
Cool. Sorry about that before I said there,
Interruption.
guys. But yeah. So overall, we do agree with the BBFC for banning this, but we do feel a bit like
They're gonna ban this, but they're gonna ban everything like this.
Well, I mean, we feel some of the excuses for banning it just aren't justified considering the films they have let through in the past.
Yeah.
But overall, it does seem like it's completely messed up and not worthy of release. So that's pretty much it. It's Master 50 and Chris S1009 signing out.